Steve Clarke says he doesn't speak the language, but everybody knows. Yes or no?
Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and that is the big question right now. Was it a penalty, yes or no? And I don't think it matters whether you speak broken English, no English, or whether you've got a master's degree in English. Was it a penalty? Was it not a penalty? Let's talk about it. Let's find out. Let's look at it. Let's do what Steve Clarke has been doing. Well, let's not do that. He's been crying about this decision. Personally, I think we were garbage. Penalty or no penalty doesn't change the fact that we were awful and we were probably the worst team in this year's Euros. But this decision, if it went our way, could have seen us into the last 16. It would have been undeserved, but we could have been there.
We could have been there, but the question is, does Steve Clarke understand Spanish? How about, sí, señor?
Sí, señor.
Sí, señor, aquí. Me understand that you tan minibar. Arriba, arriba.
Minibar.
Cuatro, seis, cero. What's that?
4-6-0.
That's exactly what it is.
Mr.
Right?
Craig Levein. And people talk about how negative Craig Levein. I mean, at times it felt like Adams may as well have been dropping into the midfield here.
Yeah, Puntas is Spanish for pencil sharpener. Will a pencil be getting sharpened for Steve Clarke's new deal? Well, he's already recently signed one, but should it be getting sharpened to write his resignation?
I think so. Although I would personally get him to write it in pens so he can't, erase it.
Aye, permanent marker, one of those bad boys. Anyway, 1.4k votes. Appreciate the votes. 78% voted yes, 22% voted no. I was very adamant that it was a no, right? The more I look at it, I am leaning more towards yes. But you know what? No, the reality is, see when you actually deserve something in a game of football, you're more likely to actually go for what the decision was. But we didn't deserve that penalty. We didn't.
I know
it doesn't mean you shouldn't get it.
No, you're right, definitely. I just think we'd feel more annoyed if we battered Hungary and we were dominating them, outplaying them, and we were creating chance after chance after chance, and we were just unlucky and we couldn't break the doors down. I think then we would feel more aggrieved and we'd feel more hard done by. But it's almost like we're that dejected at how pish we were. It's almost like we just don't want to. We're viewing this as like an excuse almost.
Yeah,
I think it was a penalty.
Yeah, I'm viewing it as an excuse. I think it would have been a penalty, but Armstrong's initiating the contact. I think. Yeah, I can see why they didn't give it. What I can't see is why it didn't go too far. And I think once it went too far, they would have gave it.
Well, you like to point out it needs to be clear and obvious. Did they potentially think that this wasn't a clear and obvious mistake?
Potentially, but I mean, there is a clear knee in the back. It was onside, by the way. I went and checked.
When we said it didn't go too far, I think it's been looked by far. They've just not recommended the referee to go and look. Because I believe every controversial decision or every big decision is actually looked at by FAR, then they determine whether the ref should come and look.
Aye.
I'm going to imagine that FAR looked at this. I can't imagine this happened and no one gave it a second thought.
Yeah.
So just because we never got a VAR check, that doesn't mean that FAR didn't look at it. It is possible that FAR looked at it and thought, nah, we're happy with the referee's decision.
No, it didn't help our cause, though. The ball didn't go out for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I feel if this goes out straight away for like a goal kick or a corner, does that change things? I mean, maybe. I know people would say, nah, it doesn't change anything, but it could.
It can, as Mick McCarthy once said. But anyway, we're both saying...
Things can't get worse for Scotland. It can.
Here, that whole meme is like they're saying here, you're winless in 15. Take away Gibraltar, Steve Clarke. 5 cans.
I don't...
That's what you'll be saying.
But you know what? See that talking to Mick McCarthy, see when they said it can't get much worse, I think he misinterpreted that. Like,
it can.
When they were saying it can't get much worse, what I got from that was...
You're sacked if it gets much worse.
Aye. But what I think he got from it was, no, we are shite and we can do worse than this. But what I think the interviewer meant was, like, if this gets any worse, you won't be the manager.
Yeah.
But I don't think Mick McCarthy caught on to that. I thought he just meant, trust me, guys, results can get a lot worse than this.
Yeah, let's just talk about it, right? Austria topping their group, Slovenia going through with a population of 2 million. Where's fucking Graham Souness now?
Yeah, everyone loves to talk up the population or talk down or lack of population. I've never bought into that. I think it's bullshit. But, with Slovenia going through, it's nonsense. I mean, who fucking cares It doesn't matter about the population. Look at America. Look at China. See if you don't care about food. You know what I mean? You can have a massive population. It doesn't mean shit.
That's it, though. That is it. But
Like Russia have a big population. It's not like they win every single World Cup.
Austria topped the group with Holland and France in it. I get it. Holland and France weren't particularly great. Yeah, but can we honestly fucking look at our group and say that... Can we honestly sit here and say that Germany were great?
We made them look great.
We made them look great. Switzerland, we drew with them, so they can't be all that good. And Hungary are pish, and we still get beat. Steve Clarke has got blood on his hands. All right.
Now, hold on here. I mean, it's a game of football at the end of the day. I mean,
I don't know. This was our best chance of doing anything. We've looked at the
I know it was, but I mean, blood.
Aye, he's got the blood of the nation. Yo,
We didn't kill.
he killed our fucking hopes. He did. He's a footballing terrorist. I'm telling you. Look at that side of the what do you call
The
it?
bottom half of the draw.
The bottom half of the draw.
It's looking very good, all right.
It would have looked very good.
If you're looking for a run to the final, that bottom half is wide open, and the reason being is the three big nations that are in that bottom half are Holland, Italy, and England. I think we can all agree that they are underperforming massively.
Yeah.
And then you look at the top half of the draw, you've got, all right, Germany aren't exactly playing great, but they're the host nation. You've got France, okay, not playing great, but probably the best team in the world when they turn up. And you have Portugal and you have Spain, who are playing really, really good. So, yeah, I mean, you look at that bottom half of the draw, you could easily see a team go on a run. And if we're going to get like another Greece, I think this is the year it's probably going to happen.
Yeah. And it's a shame that...
And I honestly, man, if we're in that bottom half, you're thinking, you know what, Italy's not playing.
Wonder, why did Al Wilson appear there 21 years out of the day? Yeah, that's not... Al Wilson's more alive than our bloody title, our European...
Did Al Wilson pick the tactics, though?
He fucking may as well have. Hold on. Oh, well. Anyway, let's look... Al's toy barn. See that fat guy? He actually looked a bit like Steve Clarke. Who's Woody? Who's Woody in the Scotland setup?
Fucking Shea Adams, I think. Undroppable.
Aye, undroppable. Who's Stinky Pete? Ralston?
Great Gordon. Didn't get picked.
Didn't he get picked? Anyway, I mean, I could talk about the whole it's a who's fucking Toy Story cast. But Rex is Jordan Pickford, so he's definitely joined the alliance.
I'd say Tierney's Mr. Potato Head just falls apart.
Falls apart. Right. Gary says, even if it should have been a penalty, I would very much rather not moan about it. Instead, focus on how poor our attacking options were last night, thanks to Clarke. That's what we were just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's what it's going to be. Everyone's saying about...
But you know what? On any other time, I'd be fucking raging, and I'd be screaming, robbery, screw job. But I honestly just think I'm so depressed and dejected about Steve Clarke's tactics that I don't really have the energy. Because be honest, like, normally, like, it's not that we'd be looking for an excuse, but like, if you put the performances aside, we kind of have been screwed, in my opinion. We have kind of been robbed, but it's just we were so bad that I'm looking at the bigger picture here.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it was similar to Rangers Celtic when Fabio Silva went down and Rangers got the penalty. If Rangers were actually playing well in that game, I think I'd have been more adamant it was a penalty. But it's like when your team's playing so shit and they get a penalty, I don't know what it is. It's almost like you lose more. Obviously, you want them to get it here. See, looking back, obviously Rangers got the penalty, but as for this Armstrong one, it just, I don't know, man. If we were actually playing good and like creating chances, we'd have been going ballistic. But see, pretty much immediately when he went down, we were like, it's never a penalty.
Yeah.
That was the initial reaction, but I actually feel like if we were dominating, we'd be like, that's a fucking penalty.
I think the penalty call I've most been pissed off about ever is the one against Czech Republic. Because they got like the softest bloody one possible. And then literally a minute later, in the last minute, we got brought down and didn't get the penalty. But that game, I thought we were good. You know, it finished 2-2. It could have went either way. I thought we deserved to win on the day. And it pissed me off. But with this game here, it was just like, you know what? I mean, we're so bad. I'm not going to argue about a penalty. Like,
yeah. And, you know, didn't get given the penalty, but there was still another 20 minutes to go.
We created hee-haw.
We created absolutely nothing. The ref was class, says Chris Patterson. I think, depending on what you think, I think the referee was good in spells. He let the game flow.
Yeah, I thought the referee had a good. I thought Clarke was wrong coming out and talking about him being Argentinian and not understanding the language. Like I thought that was. I mean, I get it. He's disappointed, but
the Argentina FA called him rude.
Yeah, you know what?
Rude and crude.
To me, I think that's Clarke just desperate to throw
fucking sour grapes.
He's desperate to throw anybody but himself under the bus. He'll be loving it, man. I'm telling you, that's his get out of jail card.
Aye.
Because see, without that, what can he say? See, without that penalty call, how can he address this Euros tournament?
He would have still a happy clapped it, man. Him and Ralston and co. Ralston, we're just happy to be here.
He would have, but I think he'd be getting called out even more than he currently is.
No, you're right though, because you had Shearer, all the pundits, pretty much, all the referees, ex-referees.
See, if that doesn't happen, they're all the pundits after the game are talking about how poor we were and how we deserved to be going home. But it was sort of deflected into, forget about the performance. Scotland were robbed, should have had a penalty.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Stephen Connolly says he just falls. There's no foul. That's what I thought initially. I'd say no, as Armstrong basically flung himself in front of the player, then collapsed. Again, I think it's how people look at it. That's what I view it as. But you can see, but they've been given before, man.
I think 20 years ago, this has never given us a penalty.
No.
I think it's just viewed as a coming together where legs have collided.
Yeah.
Because it's not actually a tackle. He's just running to get back and
it's that age-old thing, right, about is he in control of the ball or not? I mean, you look at the penalty Aberdeen didn't get against Celtic. Is Armstrong in control of the ball here? He's kind of let it go to actually back into the guy.
I just think it's one of those ones where, 20 years ago, this isn't even... I don't even think anyone's claiming for a penalty.
No, I agree, but you know what?
But 2024, it is a penalty.
Why didn't Armstrong just try and get a shot away?
Yeah, he could have scored.
Easily could have scored.
He could have been the hero.
He's a decent player.
He could have been the hero for us.
Even though I want him nowhere near the fucking team, he's a decent player, guys. Come on, believe him. Whatever. We deserved to go out after that shot and display from our manager this tournament. Offside when the ball was played by McTominay. He was on. I've checked the replays. I played the game. I think he's definitely thingy. Hero says you wouldn't have got it in the Copa America. That's all I will say. Bye bye. Steve Clarke says dingle dingle. 9 times out of 10.
I disagree, man. You fucking someone. You know what I mean? You blowing somebody in the Copa America and it's a foul.
Maybe he's referring to the Argentinian referee. Fakes foul to win penalties. It pissing me right off. But even as an English defender, I have to say that was a nailed-on penalty all day long. John Fito, no pen. If they were given pens, that would be 10 at least every game. Time to get real. Scotland are shite. End of story. Glad they're out, says John. Shut the fuck up. Mental. Anyone think this is a penalty? Not only was it Stuart Armstrong offside, he had a full fist of hungry player's shirt. Grow up. Grow up. Grow up. Grow up. And that's the end of the comments. Back up to the poll we go. There's actually a lot of people voicing their opinion for no rather than yes.
Yep, but 78% said it was a penalty. I think it was a penalty. I'm not going to grow up. I think it was a penalty. I'm not going to bitch about it because we were shite and didn't deserve to go through. But if I'm going to put the performance aside and am I going to just answer what I thought this was, I thought it was a penalty.
Does Steve Clarke and Gareth Southgate talk about their tactics before each match day or something? Because it's actually eerily fucking scary how similar they were. Difference is they've just got more natural quality going forward that's going to shine through. We had no fucking width whatsoever.
No. Well, we did, but it was on the bench.
Yeah, width that was all on the bench. And now they're all going home, and there's no mention of Steve Clarke going. I don't think he will. I've no idea when they would even announce it, to be honest, if he was going.
You know what? Maybe this is Steve Clarke's time to actually mix things up, try something different, maybe experiment with the formation.
If Tierney's injured, don't know how long, it's time to... See these September internationals, it's time to go to a 4-2-3-1, play with fucking wingers. And see this, we don't have wingers. Call wingers up.
Yep.
No, that's what you... See, instead of calling up, man, Kenny McLean, Armstrong, Liam Cooper, and the rest of the fucking job squads, a third goalie that's not even going to get a sniff of the bench, let alone the bloody pitch. Why not actually just call up wingers?
I know, you got to wonder why he initially bloody brought up the 4 goalkeepers in the first place. to narrow it down to 3 when he only ever played 1.
Yes. That's it, right? That's what I don't get at the end of the day. Why? I don't even get taking 3 goalies to a tournament. I know it's kind of, you have to, but I think we've got to call up more wingers, and that's it. Danny Armstrong, get him in there. If you want to continue to pick James Forrest and other players like that, Lewis Morgan, I welcome it, because you need width, all right? We don't have the players.
Give them a chance. Give these guys that don't get opportunities a chance.
Yeah, and that is it. Right, that's where we're going to leave it, guys. Penalty, doesn't matter. We're shite. Steve Clarke, he's ruined our summer.
Aye, he has. Summer's ruined. Aye, very much.